Hey there, game gurus. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be taking a look at something I got off of Amazon. It's a little working TV. What's it about? What does it do? Let's find out right after this.
Game on.
Okay, this isn't a real working TV as far as it doesn't have any inputs, not composite, not HDMI. So you can't put any video feeds into it. And even though there is an antenna on the box, it's just for show. It doesn't actually receive signals either. What it does do, however, is it does play video files that you can store on this device. So it's technically a working TV. And for my case point, I wanted it for my new wave toys, my GRS Build-A-Cade, to have a little TV set in the background playing shows and commercials back in the day. Now, I've been looking for this for years. I knew someone had to do it. I was going to make one myself and 3D print one, but I just never got around to it. So my good friend Carl, Detroit Love here on YouTube, he beat me to the punch because I was looking in all the wrong areas to try and find a working little TV set. It's actually a dollhouse TV set. I had no idea to even think about looking for that. But in hindsight, dollhouses had made working pinball machines and working little arcade machines, very simple ones, but they did make them. And that's where this comes along here. I want to say I paid about $35 for this. I think it's around 25 or so on Etsy. But I'll put a link down below to the one I used. And they come in different colors. This is like the beige. I got that because a retro TV wouldn't be white anymore. And the white would slowly turn yellow. And that's kind of what this one is. They also had it in red. I don't recall seeing any red TVs back then. But in any case, wood grain would have been nice. And you can actually put wood grain on here. There's wood grain decals you could do. And maybe I'll get another one to make one look like that. But in any case, it wasn't very expensive, and it does obviously play video files. The big question is, can we upgrade that? I'm not sure how much memory is in here. I think Carl told me the other day it was about 8 gigabytes of storage, which is decent, but I'd like to see if we could do even more. But in any case, this is the box. It came just the other day, and you see this is showing that it's the beige. It looks a little different here in the light, but that's actually a beige color. And it looks like a little TV set. And they give some specifications here. Of course, I can't read the writing other than the mini TV over there. And of course, it's showing SpongeBob and Patrick on there. And that's it. So there's not too much on the box. But again, I'm not expecting much from the box. Let's see what comes in the box. Let's see what we have in here. Open this up. Here we go. So right off the bat, we can see the different TVs and colors that they offer here. So we can see there was the red TV. There was actually a white. This is when I got the tan beige. Even a little fake plant there. But I can't imagine there's anything in here in English that I'm going to be able to really understand, I don't think. Okay, so this is what we have inside the box. So we have, right off the bat, we're going to have our little TV set. And it comes already assembled. Here it is right here. And it's got a little fake tuner here and TV tuner. The one thing I noticed on here, they start at 1, and it goes 2, 3, all the way around to 12. And in the US anyway, it started on channel 2. There was no channel 1, so it went from 2 to 13 on the tuner. But again, it doesn't do anything. It's just for show. And then you have the UHF one down here again. That's just for show. And that's a shame. It would kind of been cool when you turn this. It would go to the next video because that's what these buttons are down here. We have a next video, previous video, volume up and down. That would have been kind of neat to make this the volume up and down, a little potentiometer, and this to actually change the video feeds, but that's not what it does. We have our main on-off button right here. We have our screen protector, which we are going to take off. Get rid of that screen protector there. I'll move the box over to the side just for a second here. And you can kind of see what the TV set kind of looks like. Again, when I was growing up, we had a TV that looked a bit like this. It was a GE. It was white, black like this, and white. But I figured after all these years, it would kind of turn that color tan and need a retro bright. So I was kind of okay with that. And you can see the top right here, we have vent holes and the fake antenna. It doesn't extend, but it is there. Put that back down for a second. And in the back, we have our mini USB, which is a little unusual, still using that. Oop, gotta get back in focus. There we go. So it's a mini USB there. I'm still surprised they use that in this day and age. But again, who knows what's actually driving this inside. There's some vent holes, and there's a couple of screw holes. So maybe we can actually open this up and see if we can maybe see if there's an SD card in there, and maybe something we can upgrade. On the bottom, it is really just tells basically it's a 600 milliamp battery, 3.7 volts, and it does say gigabyte. This, if I'm reading it right, to me it's reading about a 4 gigabyte in here. If you can kind of see that label right there, looks like 4 gigabyte to me. And that's really it. So let's just turn this thing on and see what it does. Here we go. It's the Smurfs. Now, I'm not sure how it's coming over on the video, but it's very loud. So I'm going to turn this down a little bit. So we can turn the volume all the way down to 0. It really maxed out at 7, even though it went up to 10. And we can go to the next video. By pressing that goes to the next video in the feed.
要收圣诞礼物了吗，小朋友？好了，团长。大声一点啦！好了，团长。哦。是谁住在深海的大风雨里？海绵宝宝，风风火火，伸缩自如。海绵宝。
So they obviously put a lot of different videos. I'm going to turn the volume down here for a second. So, like I said, the volume really maxed out at 7, but the volume was pretty good, and it was not like blown out. We were able to understand it, especially for an inexpensive little TV. The video, from my standpoint here, looks pretty good. There's Naruto. So that's kind of neat. So next thing I want to do is actually open this thing up, and obviously we can connect this over USB to add more videos, because in the box here, there was some other things in here. They did include a power brick, which is kind of nice, a small little power brick, which doesn't happen very often these days. And we do have our cable, which again is going to be our USB-A to the USB Mini. So with this, we'll do that later too. It connects to the PC. I'm going to copy all these video files off and try and put on some other videos and see how it works out. But for right now, I want to get a screwdriver. I think it's going to be a Phillips. Yep, a very small Phillips. And I'm going to see if I can open this thing up. And I'm hoping it's using a micro micro SD card that we can potentially upgrade to something bigger. Again, I'm not expecting to put a lot in here, but it would be kind of nice to put some full episode TV shows on here that when it's playing in the background when you're doing things. It's just neat. Again, this is nothing other than just something kind of neat to put on your desk or around your Build-A-Cades or New Wave toys. Doesn't have much purpose out of that. Or I guess if you have a dollhouse, sure, use it for that too. But I'll be right back. Let me get a screwdriver and let's try open this thing up. Okay, guys, just a small Phillips headed screwdriver here. I'm just going to put it in here. There's 4 of these that I can see. I'm going to be very careful taking these out because I can't imagine the plastic being very resilient to, lots of openings and closings. There we go. All right. Okay, I can see. You see some little weights in there. Okay, so we have a small battery in here. Just trying to get about damaging anything. So we have our battery right here, and we have our speaker, and it looks like just a couple of weights back here, as opposed to screws. So there's a speaker, some weights.
The electronic game of the future, and the family's best foul-weather friend.
Our USB Mini back there. And then, this cable is just, why is this so short? It looks like it's just an onboard flash. Okay, there is no micro SD in there. Don't lose any of these screws. Make sure I got all my screws. Yes, they're all still there. Okay, so it's still decent. So whatever space we have in here, I'm going to plug this into PC. We'll see how much actual storage is in here. But this has a small battery, a speaker. The speaker's on the side over here on this side. Ooh, I can't get this in the camera. There we go. I'm new to all this stuff here. We got a speaker over here. So there's no speaker holes. So we're just getting it through the plastic. A couple small weights. And it looks like the PCB and everything is just on the screen itself. There is no, yep, there is no user accessible memory storage. There we go. So let's just make sure it still works. I'm gonna turn it back on before I start screwing it back together. I don't see why it wouldn't work, but we'll just check it out. And there it is. Okay, so we're gonna get those videos off of here. So I'll be right back with some, well, hopefully better videos for you guys to see on this little TV. Be right back. Okay, so I got to put back together. It looks like it's okay. So we're going to turn it upside down, and we have this mini USB. So I'm going to connect this to my computer's USB port like so, with the machine off. Give it a chance to be recognized. Just beeped. So we can see right here, we have video. Let's see if we can find how big this thing is. Let's see what it says here. Do some properties here. Okay, it does look like it's an 8 gigabyte internal storage. So all the videos that were in here, it's not using too much. What I'm going to do is go in here and I'm going to take all these video files and take them off. I'm going to save them because why not? I'll move to another folder over here. And let's put my shift key down and copy them off. Shouldn't take very long. Okay, that did take a while, but let's copy the new shows on here. Now, most of these are just intros and stuff like that. Nothing, not a full episode, but I don't see why you couldn't put a full episode on as long as you had something that was below the 8 gigabyte limit. That was much faster. So we'll close this up right here. And let's turn this thing back on and see what we have.
What did your family do on those stay-in?
GRS, the professional video game system that gives you 4-player capability, 3 built-in games, a calculator, and these new cartridges, Creative Crayon. Even the young can make beautiful pictures. The Incredible Wizard has a dungeon of surprises for you. You can even create your own games with GRS Basic, the easy computer teaching cartridge. GRS, the home entertainment sensation that's a personal computer too.
They think I'm trapped, but I'll escape.
Tunnel Runner, the new video game where you don't look down on the maze. You're in it.
Monster! He's smart. I gotta outsmart him. Oh, he's fast. I gotta be faster.
Tunnel Runner with RAM Plus to mega charge your Atari VCS for 3 times the excitement.
Right, left. Better check them out. It's the exit to another maze.
Tunnel Runner from CBS Electronics, where the excitement never ends.
I'm not trapped. I'm not trapped.
controller so advanced it plays arcade. Graphics so real it looks arcade. With arcade hits you can't play on any other system. No other home video system can touch it. The new Atari 5200 Super System. It's as good as you are, maybe even better. Next time.
Boy, was he funny. That's it. Laugh it up, gang. This is what they were laughing at 30 years ago. Let me show you a great way to have fun today. Fairchild's Channel F Video System 2. There are 24 cartridges with over 1,000 game variations. You take it from a guy who's been in television since it was, radio. Get a Channel F Video System. Believe me, you'll have a a ball. Available at Dark Drug.
The John Geyer family will be using their TV to help compute their federal income tax, learn French, improve math skills, and quarterback an NFL team.
Here they come to line of scrimmage.
Introducing Intellivision, the new home video system from the Electronics. 2 components, each sold separately. Start with the master component. Available now for super games like NFL football.
To pass.
Go for it, Dad.
Got it. And for learning fun from the electric company.
Now this one's a little tougher. I got it.
And when you add the keyboard component available this summer, Intellivision can change your family's life. It simplifies financial planning, even custom designs a Jack LaLanne exercise program for you.
Play dryer.
There is an entire library of Intellivision programs designed to grow right along with your family's interests. Discover Intellivision. It can change your family's life.
When you're hungry for real excitement, munch. When you're hungry for fast action, munch. With Odyssey's new KC Munchkin video game, it's eat or be eaten as you chase through mind-boggling mazes, gobbling up points. And when you're hungry to step up the challenge, punch. Odyssey's computer keyboard lets you program a myriad of mazes all your own. Nobody else's maze game does that. KC Munchkin available now. Programmed by you.
It's Donkey Kong, the arcade sensation, and now you can play it at home.
Hang on, sweetheart. I'm gonna save ya.
Now you can play Donkey Kong on your ColecoVision, Atari VCS, or Intellivision video game system. Donkey Kong has multiple screens, just like the arcade game.
You're not gonna stop me, you stupid ape.
Play Donkey Kong on your ColecoVision, Atari VCS, or Intellivision video game system.
Don't worry, darling. I'll save you.
Help me.
Watch out! Hurry!
Who's that talking, Wizard of Odyssey?
The voice! Odyssey 2's new voice module warning me of the dreaded caterpillar. In case he's crazy. Jeez. Run! Hurry! I'm hurrying. Aren't you caterpillar? Incredible! The voice and new voice games. Only from Odyssey, get $82 worth of free games, including Quest for the Rings and Casey's Crazy Chase.
I'll try almost anything. So when Mattel Electronics asked me to compare their Intellivision games with Atari, I gave it a try. I compared Atari baseball with Intellivision and found Intellivision played much more like real baseball. Then I compared Atari football with Intellivision. Again, Intellivision played more like the real game. In my opinion, if you try them both, there's only one conclusion you can come to. Intellivision from Mattel Electronics.
This is the arcade experience. We're ColecoVision, and we bring the arcade experience home. With arcade graphics like Donkey Kong with multiple screens, just like the arcade game. Arcade controls, joystick, fire, and jump buttons. Arcade games like Turbo, Cosmic Avenger, Venture with 15 screens. And Zaxxon, games that let you have the arcade experience. Now you can bring the arcade experience home because your vision is our vision. ColecoVision.
Energized defense fields.
I'm getting a voice message. They say their chambers coil is overloading their comm system.
Spock, Sky. Their coil emissions are normal.
They still haven't raised their shields.
Raise ours. Their shields are going up. Lock phasers on target. Locking phasers on target. They're locking phasers. Raise shields.
Fire!
I got Donkey Kong, and now I'll get you too, Junior.
I'm Donkey Kong Jr., and that's my papa. I'm trying to save him, and boy, do I need your help.
Nintendo's Donkey Kong Jr., the arcade game, is now the Super Bowl video game.
Save your papa, huh? Save yourself first.
He's chasing me with snapping jaws, and I could fall.
Help Donkey Kong Jr. save his papa on your ColecoVision, Atari 2600 VCS, or Intellivision video game system.
Game players everywhere. Please, help me save my papa.
Give up my Atari? My television?
How about for this?
You bet your asteroid.
Introducing a revolutionary Vectrex arcade system. No TV set needed. Instead, Vectrex has a real arcade screen built in. So you get challenging real arcade graphics and sounds with every Vectrex cartridge. No wonder Vectrex was chosen 2-1 over Atari and Intellivision for real arcade gameplay. So compare. Discover how Vectrex brings real arcade play home.
Wizard of Odyssey? Is the keyboard really the key to greater challenge in video games?
Of course it is. You can play strategy games like Quest for the Rings. Plan your strategy on the game board. Use the keyboard to change heroes, enemies, places. Be a wizard. Outwit fiery dragons. Take that, dragon. We wizards hate to lose. The Master Strategy series, only from Odyssey 2, where the keyboard is the key to greater challenge.
Buy Odyssey. Get $82 worth of free games, including Quest for the Rings and Pickaxe Pete. trust him.
Oh, nice. Nice try, Glenn. You didn't get me this time. Oh, Glenn! Hey, what are you doing? Great! Sucking egg! I need backup now! Put your hand up. Not tonight!
Hey, Snacks, look at this thing. It's even got interchangeable control panels.
You know, it looks so simple, even a human could build one.
All you have to do is add a Raspberry Pi.
Why raspberry? I like apple.
Well, I like apple strudel, but it has to. All you have to do is add a Raspberry Pi.
Well, what about human?
Well, what about that human over there?
Hey, furry aliens! Get me out of here!
Who cares about him? We've got the Build-A-Cade.
Look at that. We got that. Yeah.
Game on.
Valley Arcade, a new video computer system that gives you more than Atari or Intellivision. Arcade gives you 4-player capability and an incredible 256 colors. Arcade has features the others don't. A built-in music synthesizer, 3 built-in games, a calculator, and Valley Basic, making the arcade a personal home computer. Arcade doesn't just play games.
Odyssey, video game fun, computer keyboard challenge, the entrance to an alternate world of fire-breathing dragons, hard-hitting sluggers, arcade wizards, outer space wizards. More than 40 games in all, Odyssey, the excitement of a game, the mind of a computer, all for the price of an ordinary video game. Odyssey.
When it comes to space games, nobody compares to Atari.
Excuse me. Have you compared them to Intellivision?
Intellivision?
Sure, they've got great space games, like Intellivision Space Battle.
I didn't know.
And now there's Space Armada and the incredible Astro Smash.
I didn't know.
Here, compare for yourself. Intellivision Space Games from Mattel Electronics. Once you compare, you'll know.
Rogers are blown out of their trajectory into an orbit which freezes his life support systems and returns Buck Rogers to Earth 500 years later.
Computer Golf, part of the all-new computer video game Odyssey 2 from Magnavox. Lots of multi-game cartridges, sports games, football. You've never seen anything quite like it. Educational games, mathemagic, games of chance, blackjack, and much, much more. Odyssey 2, another advancement from Magnavox.
GRS, the professional video game system that gives you 4-player capability, 3 built-in games, a calculator, and these new cartridges. Creative crayon. Even the young can make beautiful pictures. The Incredible Wizard has a dungeon of surprises for you. You can even create your own games with GRS Basic, the easy computer teaching cartridge. GRS, the home entertainment sensation that's a personal computer too.
This is an arcade game. This is the new Atari Super System. Arcade, Atari Super System. You may like the Super System better. It has some of the best arcade and sports games. It even does something no arcade game can.
Telephone! It's Judy!
It lets you freeze the action. Hello, Judy. The new 5200 Super System. If your dealer's sold out, keep trying. We're making them as fast as we can.
Illegal orders don't make us do this.
Enemy fighters have locked on. Fire!
Alpha Squadron, form up on my wing. Delta Squadron, punch us a hole through there.
Confirm. Enemy fighters coming from the side trying to outflank us. We set forward interceptors for long-range dispersion fire. Ready. Fire!
Maintain approach.
Direct hit to decks 14 and 15. Hull integrity down 20%. Bring us in closer to the enemy. How close? Right down there, close. Got a breaching pod coming in. Where's it going? Hull area, Brown 95. Garibaldi. Yeah, I heard we're in the area. On our way. Come on, move, move, move! Gotta cut them off before they hit off the ground. Let's go! I'll take a position. We'll cut them off right here. Do not
But won't their adapter?
It won't play Super System cartridges.
Not pole position?
Not this pole position.
Not centipede?
Not this centipede. Only on the Atari 5200 Super System.
Hey, show him Pac-Man!
Here.
Where? In there!
Now Pac-Man comes with it.
Hey!
Not every great movie or great arcade game makes a great home video game. That's why when Mattel Electronics turned Tron into Tron Home Video Games, we made sure the excitement of Tron gameplay found its way into your home. You'll know it the moment you square off against a recognizer, if you last that long. 4 great Tron games, 2 for Intellivision, 2 for Atari 2600. From Mattel Electronics, games as good as we say they are, maybe better.
This is an ordinary TV video game. This is Vectrex, the only video game system with its own video screen. Take it anywhere. Just plug it in. It's your own personal arcade. A high-performance system with a built-in game plus a whole collection of arcade cartridges like Scramble, Pole Position, Berserk. So if you're into video games, forget the TV. Get into Vectrex. Light pen and 3D imager available.
Alpha Squadron, form up on my wing. Delta Squadron, punch us a hole through there.
Confirm.
Enemy fighters coming from the side trying to outflank us.
We set forward interceptors for long-range dispersion fire.
Ready.
Fire!
So, what are my final thoughts? Again, this was only about $35, and that was on Amazon. I'll put a link down below to it. But on Etsy, I think it's like $23 to $25. And I know it's made for a doll's house for little girls, but I'm sorry, this thing is pretty damn neat. I'm glad I purchased this here. It looked great in the collection with the Build-A-Cades and New Wave toys and other small gaming systems you have lying around. Now, would it be neat to have an input to like put your Atari on here or your Xbox on here? Sure. But, you know, there's a video I've already done from Ball and Chain that already makes it HDMI television, and I'll put a link down below to that one. But this just will play just video files, and I think this is pretty neat. Give it to your mother for a holiday, and give her the old TV show she had when she was younger, or to your dad with shows you used to watch together, or your brother or your kids with SpongeBob with shows you used to watch together. just a little keepsake to bring back those memories. And I think this thing here is pretty damn neat. Maybe made for dollhouses, but I think I could find a lot of use for this as well. Now there's no rubber feet in the bottom. I put rubber feet just so it doesn't move around. But I think this thing's pretty damn neat, and for the money, I thought it's pretty cool. That's my final thoughts. I think it's worth it. Even comes with the charging adapter for it. That's really it. So if you did like the video, please give me a thumbs up. It does take a second for you, but it means a lot to me in YouTube algorithms. And if you're not currently a subscriber, or if you are a subscriber, double check, because a lot of people have been unsubscribed, I assume, by accident, because YouTube tends to do that. But if you're not currently a subscriber, please consider hitting that subscribe button. I do lots of videos like this, a lot of fun little things and little knickknacks like that. But remember, as fun as this is, and you know what? Normally I say tell family and friends you love them because tomorrow's never promised, but put some shows, music videos, gameplay of Nintendo 64 gameplays on here and give it to someone you love. Bring back some memories for them to show them how much you care and love them, because tomorrow's never promised. But in between those times, hey, let's watch some Battlestar Galactica and enjoy.